Hello, everybody. This is my first go at Spreaker, so I'm gonna go ahead and see a little bit of what it's about. Um, but I'm the host, TJ. Um, just gonna kind of go with the flow here. Big sports guy, mainly baseball, football, basketball, stuff like that. But today is opening day for the MLB, so that's super exciting. At least for the baseball world. I know a whole lot of people aren't um, aren't huge into baseball, but a lot of people are. I'm one of those people. But anyway, opening day, we've got 3 games on tap. First one's already underway. St. Louis and Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, Cardinals versus the Pirates. The Pirates are currently up right now 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th. And it looks like they're threatening first and third with two out or with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Second game of today's tripleheader is the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Tampa Bay Rays. That will start at 4:05 Eastern time, so we still got a couple hours there, or about an hour actually. Marcus Stroman's going to take the mound for the Blue Jays, and Chris Archer will take the mound for the Rays. That one will be in Tampa Bay at Tropicana Field, and then the finale for today will be Matt Harvey, the New York Mets, facing Edison Volquez and the defending champion Kansas City Royals. Uh, little rematch of the World Series. So that's definitely should be fun to watch. You can find that one on ESPN for those who have it. But for right now, just kind of giving this more of a test run kind of thing more than anything. So that's what's going on for baseball. Baseball wise, that'll be in Kansas City. That one starts at 8:30 Eastern time. If anyone is interested in watching that one will be on ESPN at 8:30. World Series rematch. Other things that are on the bill for today in the sports world. I got a lot of basketball games today. Big one in my eyes, the Blazers, the Portland Trail Blazers versus the Golden State Warriors. That one's huge. Warriors fresh off a loss to Boston the other day, which was their first home loss of the season. And, they already locked up first place, but now with 10 games left, they have a chance or 10 days left, sorry. They got a couple more games left of the season. They are 68-8 with a game against the Blazers tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 games left, but they lost to Boston on Friday in Golden State, so they're trying to bounce back. Portland, they have playoff implications. They played last night or the night before. When did they play last? They played, let's see. It's not telling me when that game was. They played the other day against the Heat, and they won, which clinched them at least a 500 record, which for being predicted only have 26 wins. That's huge to go for at least 41-41. They got 41 wins at the moment, and they got a tough stretch at Golden State, at Sacramento. The next couple of games, then they go home to face Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Denver. So that could be a tough game. But yeah, tonight at Golden State, they will try to hand Golden State their second home loss of the season, 9th overall. But for Golden State, they're still on pace for the best record in NBA history. Right now, they're on pace to go at least 72-8 or 72-10, which ESPN predicts, their little predictor, I think it was like BPI or something like that, has that at like a 78% chance that they will reach the 72 win mark, and a 50-50 chance of them getting up to 73 and breaking the Chicago Bulls all-time record of 72-10. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Splash Brothers, and Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes. That's a huge game for the Warriors. They already locked up first place though, so it'll be interesting to see how Coach Kerr decides to take this game. Let's see. They have an 85% chance, the Warriors do, of winning at least 72 games and a 50-50 chance of 73. If they win out the rest of the season, they'll go 74-8, which would be the best record of all time. They're projected to go 72-10, just like the Bulls. So that was a 95-96 Bulls. And sticking with that 95-96 Bulls team, I think Hall of Fame guard / forward Scottie Pippen said that the 95-96 Bulls would sweep the Warriors if they were playing for the NBA Finals, and that he would hold Steph Curry under 20 points. That's huge. That's definitely a lot to take on for Pippen or Jordan or Kerr, whoever else who would have guarded Steph Curry. He's got an unreal amount of range. So I don't know if I would have held him. I would say I would hold him under 20, because that's a tough feat to do. I don't know how many times Steph Curry's been held under 20 points, if at all, this season, to be 100% honest. Just because of that ridiculous range, he'll cross the half court line and just pull. And he's shooting like a 35-40% clip from that deep. So you telling me you're going to hold him under 20? Good luck with that, because that's not something a lot of people, if anybody, has done tonight or this year. He looks, just looking at the game log for Steph Curry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it looks about 12 games out of 72 or 70, 76 right now. He's been held under 20 points, so that's definitely got their hands full if that matchup obviously were to ever happen. I wish it would. Unfortunately, it won't ever. Would have been a super intriguing matchup. But yeah, so that's the big game, at least in my eyes, from the NBA. Steph Curry trying to continue, and the Warriors trying to continue their pace for the best record in the NBA of all time. The Blazers trying to clinch a playoff spot, especially in Golden State. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Other big games, I think maybe the Hornets and Cavaliers could be a pretty intriguing game to watch. The Hornets clinched a playoff berth the other night. Cleveland, I believe, still in the first place of the East, so nothing wrong there. But they're only 3 games up on Toronto, 9.5 on Charlotte, who's in third place. So definitely could be a little bragging rights there going into the playoffs. You don't want to slip and be on the road if you're Charlotte. So that's obviously something to be looking into. Bulls Bucks, that's another good game to be watching. Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose, Pau Gasol, and the Bulls go to Milwaukee and face the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has of lately been a huge triple-double machine, or at least flirts with the triple-double, which is kind of scary. He's only 20 years old, so there's still a lot of room for him to grow. both teams are on the outside looking in right now. Milwaukee actually has been eliminated. Now looking at the standings, Chicago is 2 games back from the 8th spot. So the Bulls are going to be coming out definitely firing on all cylinders, trying to get that win going and keep that playoff hope alive. Another game is the Thunder Rockets. The Rockets are the last team to be eliminated from the West, or they're the only team left from the Western Conference to not be eliminated. So they're in 9th place, a game back from the Mavericks and Jazz, who are tied for 7th and 8th at 38 and 38. So Dwight Howard, James Harden, they got their work cut out going against right now the number 3 seed Oklahoma City Thunder. That game is today in about 5 minutes. So that's definitely something that's going to just go off right here in a few minutes. It's going to start and get going. But Durant, Westbrook versus Howard and Harden could be an intriguing matchup. Houston trying to keep their playoff push alive. Obviously, as we get closer to the wire, they need to win as many games they got left. Let's go ahead and check that. The remaining schedule for the Houston Rockets. Again, of course, tonight they're playing at home against Oklahoma City. Then they go to Dallas on Wednesday, home against Phoenix Thursday. Then the last ever Kobe trip to Houston on April 10th. And Houston finishes up the 11th at Minnesota, and then the 13th home against Sacramento. Looking at the remaining schedule, I think the Rockets might be able to sneak into the playoffs. I mean, you got to win tonight, and you got to win on Wednesday against Dallas, since Dallas is in 7th and 8th place. But, I mean, you got the Timberwolves, the Kings, and the Lakers. And then Phoenix is a toss-up game. Phoenix is kind of scary the way they play. But you got your last 3 games should all be wins. LA, Minnesota, Sacramento. So they're going to be coming down to the wire. If they can steal one of these games from Oklahoma City or even Dallas and Phoenix, even though Phoenix's record isn't the greatest. They are 20 and 56, the Suns are, but still something. They could play spoiler here. They could, or at least within the next week, they could play spoiler and ruin everything for the Rockets. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me anyway right now. Other random news: Abby Wambach, the former USA Women's National Soccer player, was arrested in Portland, Oregon early this morning, about 2 o'clock Pacific time, and arrested for DUII, which is driving while intoxication of the influence of intoxicants, which in Oregon is a misdemeanor. She was released later in the morning. She was completely respectful and cooperative with police, but she was booked for the night in Portland, Multnomah County Jail. So Abby Wambach arrested this morning, which is interesting. She was such a role model for all the girls and even some of the men. Just watching her play soccer in the World Cup and the Olympics and all that, and then now to find out that she was arrested on DUI and got a misdemeanor on her record now. So that's that. And of course, sticking with the women's soccer, they filed that suit against the the United States Soccer Federation for underpaying women soccer players nearly 4 times. They're getting paid nearly 4 times less than the men, even though they make a lot more money than the men's soccer team, which is definitely kind of shocking when you think about it. Um, but so yeah, that's where the women's soccer club or soccer team is. Um, and unfortunately for Wambach, she got arrested this morning. But anyway, continue to watch. Looks like the Pirates going back to baseball before I wrap up. The Pirates added one more run in the sixth. Let's see. It was a challenge play. It was a sacrifice double play. Fly out to center. Harrison flew out to center. Francisco Cervelli was able to score. Polanco was out at second. But they challenged the play, it sounds like, from what I'm reading right now. The Cardinals did. And Cervelli did not leave early. So it's 3-0 now in the bottom of the seventh. And the Pirates are up. Let's see. Liriano is in line for the win right now. Not a bad first outing to open the season. 6 innings, 3 hits, 5 walks, which is a little iffy, but I mean it's your first day out there. Getting the feel, at least on the ballparks and stuff like that. 10 strikeouts, so he was definitely doing some dirty stuff out there on the mound. 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, and then Tony Watson came in and did the 7th, and I would assume, I don't even know who's their setup guy. Let's see. Depending on who comes up, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Feliz or Lubke or Locke. Anything to go through that 8th to get it to Melanson for the 9th to slam the door. Also on the Cardinal side, Adam Wainwright's day is done. He went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And right now he's in line for the loss. Once again, Liriano in line for the win. Obviously, assuming things hold up right now, 3-0 on the bottom of the 7th. Pirates got a guy on first with nobody out. So yeah, that's day 1 of the MLB season is underway officially. Almost done with the first game of the year. Pirates Cardinals. Second game starts in about less than 45 minutes, about 35 minutes. That'll be the Rays and Blue Jays. But anyway, I'm done. I think I'm going to call it a day. First time out here on Spreaker. Wanted to check it out, see what all the fuss was about. I enjoyed it. I'm still kind of getting used to all the controls and stuff like that. But hope everybody who listened at one point or another enjoyed. Thank you guys for listening. I'll be back on. Still need to come up with a theme or a name for this show, like TJ's thoughts, or because I don't want to be the generic like sports talk or stuff like that. And I'm gonna focus mainly on basketball, baseball, mainly baseball. That's what I'm most knowledgeable in, but I like basketball and football. So I want something more generic, like to cover the 3 main sports. But who knows? Maybe I'll just go exclusively to baseball, and I'll do that, like the mound visit. Actually, I like that. I'm gonna see if anything's out there. I'll go probably exclusively to baseball, and go that route. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I'll be back on. I'm your host, TJ. Thank you guys for paying attention and listening along, and I will talk to you guys later.